Jasmine, of course, how are you? What's going on? I can see you got the guitars back there, so you must be at home just chilling out. Is that right?
Thank you. I'm doing quite good. I'm working a lot currently, but pretty much happy how it is at the moment. I'm not chilling at home. Actually, I work every day because next to my band, I also have my own kind of projects and
Yes.
things I do. So, yeah, it's not chill whenever I'm here in this room. Sometimes I do play PC, but literally I record here, I type to people, I do video editing, and so I'm not chilling.
No, no, no. I know what it's like. It never ends because I'm at my this isn't my usual setup. This is my at my workplace. This is the office at my work. So I'm literally like clocking off from that and going clocking on to the next project. So
Yes,
I
I
know.
feel,
Oh, I
I
know, my
feel you.
friend. Well, of course, the new All for Metal album, Gods of Metal, is out on August 23. It's epic as fuck. How are you
Thanks.
feeling about it coming out? Because I've heard it. I've been listening to it.
I'm very excited to be honest, since of course we received a lot of beautiful feedback from our fans for the first record Legends. So you don't want to
Mm,
disappoint them at some part, but also you want to enjoy the journey you take with getting into a new world and testing out different kind of things. I'm very excited. I was very happy that when we were playing some new songs on the last shows and also on the tour with Lordi, that the people
mm.
really liked. So we integrated Gods of Metal already in our set list back in February till May, and they were getting crazy on it. So this was a very nice indicator, and this was like, maybe we get an icebreaker here with this record. And now that we have also our headliner shows at All for Metal Cruise. I'm always like Full Metal Holiday, Full Metal Cruise now,
Yeah.
All for Metal Cruise, whatever. We just do our own thing with a release party there. And so it's just kind of also a very magic moment to test out the new songs for the people. So everything around is very exciting, but also stressful since it's just less than a month to go and we just want to get the promo out as good as possible. And so there are kind of different
Mm.
moods in my head right now that are like targeting different kind of aspects of a release. And so yeah, we are also currently creating reels. We got together with our friend musicians that they did some shout outs. And so also the planning is going on in the heavens, all like a small little ordered chaos, so to speak.
And it never ends. As we were saying before, like people they get the album, they it pops up in their stream, they go, new album, like it's just like you've put it in an oven and hit go. But there's so many moving parts. Like, for instance, I saw you all got together and you were signing, you were scribbling on the records. That's time consuming. All the little things people don't think about that, you know, make bands work. you know, it's fun, but I get it. There's a lot of work behind it.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of planning too. I mean,
Mm,
also in August, we have planned to do some additional shows so that we can celebrate the release, as we don't have a tour in summer, as there are not usually festivals. And so we still have our gigs at Leyendas del Rock, at Rock the Lakes, Baltic Open Air, Rock Castle, and yeah, so we have a lot of things to do still. And
mm,
this is also beautiful to see that we get to play in the
yes.
time frame of the release. But then again, it's another variable in the life of a band where you need to just focus and do everything for the release. This is the thing that some people think it's too easy. The album is out
Yes.
and you're all happy. It's like hard work. Hard work, sometimes sleepless nights, because
Yeah.
then get another idea to cut videos. And then if you just got your time to chill a little bit and you did it too much, then you have to perform better the next day. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Then you have
yeah.
double shifts because then all of a sudden you get this job, that job, this job, and then get this done.
That's right. Hey, it's like 2 seconds before you jumped on, I was I was doing up our tour poster for my band. You know what I
Love
mean?
it.
It's just like,
How are they
ah,
called?
I'm actually wearing the shirt right now. I'm a bit
Ah,
embarrassed, but I just throw it on and away we go. But yeah, that's my shirt. So
oh,
we're a death metal band from Australia. So
nice.
yeah. So please check us out. Our EP just came out, but we're not here to talk about my band. We're here to talk about your band. Um,
That is amazing, though.
I thank you. Melodic tech death, good times. But of course, as I mentioned before, I've been lucky enough to hear the album, and it's incredible. I love the energy and the concept behind it. This time it's set in Japan. Right? Is that correct?
Far Eastern countries. We just don't
Okay.
want to zoom into a specific region. It's just like the fantasy world of Far Eastern countries. But of course, people get as first suggestion Japan in their heads. It's totally fine. But in the general idea, it's the Far Eastern culture.
Okay. Because you've incorporated a lot of those musical elements into the album, which I love. It sort of like takes you on that journey. Where the first album it had those elements to it to that culture, the Viking culture, and I'm Australian. Correct me if I jump out of line here, but and now it's got all those Eastern you know influences. How was that prepping that?
Basically, All for Metal started as a studio project for Antonio and Tetzel. So they are working very closely with Elephant Music. Also for the second record, we are doing some kind of mix-ups for the third record, where it will be kind of a little bit different. We also did the
Mm,
design, which fantasy world we are going to discover next. But of course, the idea was to keep it all for metal. So you have still the tracks like Valkyries in the Sky
yes.
and Gothic metal that are not very much so in the atmosphere, like Year of the Dragon or Way of the Samurai. But since also Antonio is a huge fan of Cobra Kai and all the culture around Asia, they decided, hey, it's also the Year of the Dragon. This is like the fantasy symbol, if we're being honest. And so they decided to incorporate some of these ideas into new songs. And so it just got the way it is. In the end, I think it was hard to step back from the usual mood you have if you are composing Viking metal pieces of music to incorporate like chord progressions or an atmosphere that you would, as a listener,
Mm,
more direct to that part of the world, if this makes any sense. So without being too much like we've heard this before, still make it your own. Because the Year of the Dragon, there are elements that really, really make you feel immersed into that, just that. But still, it's Antonio and Tetzel working together as warriors, so to speak, if you
yes.
get the idea. So it's still kind of a mixed match. And so I think it was hard to kind of get that together working. Like having still that Viking background,
Mm.
but being like, okay, we discover now. We just discover without immersing too much.
So I love the world building behind your band. Like, I feel as a listener that I'm going on a journey when I put it on. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just,
Yeah.
I feel like, the characters and the world, it's that escapism, and that's what I like about it. It could be set in that one place, that one fantasy land, but it feels like the characters of this traveling band of heroes that go on these different adventures and stuff. And that's, it's kind of like reminds me of like the episode of the week type thing, like, the different themes. I love
Mhm.
that. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
Mm.
exactly what we want to aim for. And maybe you will also see a ship in a new music video. That's the thing.
Ah,
You want to incorporate a lot of these things so that you really feel it's an experience and not just music.
that's right.
Well, it just sounds a little bit stupid, but yeah, I think
No.
you can listen to music and you can listen to music. I think there's a difference.
That's right. That's right. But I feel like it's like a musical in a way. It's like an audio
Yeah.
book. It's telling me a story. Well, it's got the elements of that. It's got like the spoken word stuff and sets up the world perfectly. I love it. I love it. And you've
Yeah.
also got Laura from Burning Witches on Valkyries in the Sky. Like that is cool, man. Like how did that come about? Are you a friend of hers? Did you just call her up and go, "Hey, get over here. We're gonna do some tracks." Or
Actually, no. We were a pretty new band last year. We just exist since last year.
yeah.
And so this song has a dual feature with Tim Hansen from Induction and Laura Goldemont from Burning Witches. And since Antonio and Tesla are two male singers, wow, calling out the obvious, they thought it would be a nice idea to have a female lead singer in one of the
Mm.
tracks. And we were searching for people. We've also thought about Jenny from Beyond the Black, but this didn't work out so much yet because they were very involved with a lot of projects. And on
Mm.
Rockhards, we had the opportunity to play on the same day like Burning Witches. And Laura was seeing the show and she approached our hut. I mean, Rockhards, the backstage are like cabins, wood cabins, and containers. And so she was getting to our cabin and was like enjoying the show. And then Antonio was like, "Hey, actually, we're searching for a female singer in one of our future songs. Are you up for it?" And so since she really liked it, and she was like waiting to get updates. And so this was a natural
Oh.
go there. And for Tim, it was a like nearly similar situation. They were on tour with the band Induction. I think it was for Stradivarius and Sonata Arctica, where Antonio was subbing for the original singer Craig. And so he and Tim got to know each other a bit more. And so why not including Tim for a guest solo in this album too? And so we had also the opportunity to script the video as it was together with
Yeah.
Silent Village, so that we have Tim as the evil dark magician, and then Laura of the mother of the Valkyries, where I already told in the other interview where we have our Sailor Moon moment, getting transformed into Valkyries. That's freaking epic.
It is epic. See, it is epic. And you hinted before about album number 3. Can
Yeah,
you where are we going? Like where's the adventure gonna take us?
my lips are sealed.
Oh, come on, mate. We're friends now. You can tell me. Look, all right, all
I mean, even though I think people are getting serial killer on my head if I did try.
right. You've got someone hiding behind, just going, just don't trust him. He's a journalist. Um, yeah. But I mean, as mentioned before, I mean, you've been together for only a couple of years now, but you've crammed a lot in that time. A lot. Usually it takes what bands like they'll release an album and like 3 years later they'll release another one. They'll tour the hell out of that first one, but you're just pumping them out. Is there have they all been written already, or is it just sort of the productivity of the band?
I think what it really matters is that most of us are self-employed musicians. So we don't have that struggle to have a day job, because I know a lot of bands still where people are having their regular jobs and a lot of things to do, so that the creative process sometimes is just like in between the
Mm,
working days. And this was also a huge opportunity for this, since Antonio and Tetzel are professional. And so, of course, there were some leftovers from the first album. And when you want to do a project, you commit 100%. And so we really, really also profited from all the work that got into Legends, so that we could use also a bunch of stuff for the second album. And then you have to believe that during the tour with Lordi, where we had 2 day offs, the two would fly to the studio just to record the final takes and then get back on tour. That's the type of work we're talking about.
that's insane. That is nuts. You know,
They
most
are
bands are like, I'm too hungover. I just want to sleep on the bus. No, but that's dedication. You know, that's
yeah.
pure dedication. You know, that would have been a fun tour. I like Mr. Lordi. He is one of my
Ah,
favorite people. I've had him on the show a few times, and
cool.
he is always super cool. How was it hanging out with those monsters?
It was amazing. They are chill people and very calm, but also very funny. So we did share some beers here and there after the show. And yeah, it was easy with them. So with the band members, the crew, they were really good people. And yeah, so it was a nice tour. It's really cool. The only thing that was a little bit a thing we have to get used to was their huge stage setup. They
Mm,
have like a literal like scare house on stage with different elements that always moved depending on the stage they were playing. So we had bigger stages, smaller stages. And so they also prepared and alterated the whole props new each day. And so we had to build up in front of that, which sometimes resulted in us not having enough space for the production we had. But I mean, that's our fault. If we have that stuff, we should have checked it. But in the end, it always worked out. And we learned a lot. We really learned a lot how to also minimize the things we are bringing so that we also can adapt, so that the main act is not being pissed or annoyed by something. Because, of course, you cannot simply just alter their setup anymore if it's built up. This is disrespectful. And so you always find your ways and improvise to get on this. So it was a tour where we learned a lot, but we are also having a lot of fun since we met so many of our fans on the road where we're like, it's heartwarming to see them, when you
mm.
play your music and then you have faces. Then the people who are actually going there and enjoying your music at home. It was really cool.
That is cool. And you're right. You got to usually, I don't know how it works over there, but you got to set up in front of the other main band stuff, which sometimes only leaves you about that much room. And you
But
can't
but
grab.
Yeah. But ironically, Lordi had this too when they were touring with Baby Metal and Sabaton. I saw footage of them opening for
Mm.
Sabaton, and they had also built up in front of Baby Metal. And so they had literally this
Oh,
space.
man.
So the guitarist was really not able to really cross. So they know it too.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. Every
Yeah.
opener knows the struggle. So
I
it
know yeah.
doesn't make
Especially
any sense sometimes.
sometimes it's hard because I don't know. If you're an active band, especially physically, like I know I can't stand still. So when I don't have anywhere to go, I just do this back and forward walk, and it's really awkward and weird, like I'm doing right now. So, but you get used to it. You get used to it.
Yes. I mean, sometimes when I had my spot and just had to remain there, I just headbang.
Yeah, that's
Then
all you can do. Yeah.
that's all you can do.
Yeah, that's it. Leg goes up on the fallback, leg goes down. Leg goes up, leg goes down, and that's all you can do. Or you go side to side. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the concepts, of course, it really lends itself to maybe a bigger thing, like animated series, feature productions. I know you've got the little animated, you've dipped your toes in there, but I'm talking like Netflix backing up the money truck, that kind of thing. I think it's got that bigger concept. Action figures. I'm an action figure guy, so it'd be cool to have action figures of all you guys. Is that something that's been discussed on a broader scale other than, the little statues and things like that?
Actually, we have statues in our limited edition
Mm.
of the album, so you can get Antonio or Tetzel as mini busts and let your He-Man fantasies work out if you want. Uh, Yeah, so it's actually planned. But of course, we have to keep in mind we're just around for 1 year. We still need to build
Mm.
out our fan base. We are very incredibly grateful for the spot we already have. I mean, it's freaking incredible what we've played already. Let's be honest. It's something I'm very grateful for and I don't take for granted. And it's because of the hard work and also because of the love of the fans where we are. And of course, we are open to this. And of course, we have like absurd fantasies of things like you spoke of, but it's not real right now. The big picture is always there. It's a universe. It's like we could also like get so much from if we visit 3 or 4 worlds, we can get so much out of alone this, like also merchandise in forms of jewelry or whatever,
Mm.
depending where you are. It's so much potential in it that you just merge
Yes.
it together with also the all the nerdy factors. I mean, yeah, this is all we have in our heads if we want to dream. But right at the moment, we test it out with the way with the samurai, where all of us got to become an animated character. How did you like the video, by the way?
Yeah, awesome. I'm all
Cool.
about that stuff. I love that. That's why I'd ask. I'm like, I want more of that sort of world. Do you know what'd be
Yeah,
cool?
we're very happy that it's getting exactly that vibe. That we can also move into that direction from the perspective that we don't have so from the outside. So this
A,
is very valuable.
a
Thank you.
video game.
Yes.
Oh,
So
imagine that,
yes,
you
that
know?
would be insane.
Okay, open world, and you can travel the different worlds. You can pick your character. You can tag team. Like, imagine that. That'd be. Look, see, here's me being the dreamer here. That's the stuff I think about. It's like, sky's the limit, man. You can do anything if you got
Yeah, I
money.
didn't want to
But
mention PC game. I didn't want to mention because I think what bands do have PC games? I think it's Kiss with Psycho Circus,
yeah,
and
they
they
had
also
one.
have yeah they have one.
Tesseract, Tesseract are building one at the
Really?
moment. Yeah,
Oh, crazy.
yeah.
That's okay. I had something in my mind. Now I forgot. But yeah, PC games is something I'm always up for. I've been a huge gamer myself for many, many years. I think about Brutal Legend, if I'm being honest.
Yes, I love that game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
imagine
I
that.
was never finishing that final battle because I was too stupid to find the last attacking move in the world. And then I just forgot about the game and never get it to an end. That was stupid.
You know what? I think I'm gonna dig out the old PlayStation 3, blow off the dust, and give it a go. Because I only got halfway through that. You got further than me. Yeah, I think I got up to Rob Halford, and that was about it. I can't remember.
Oh. Yeah, it was
So,
just a fine boss fight. I really also like the kinky side they were always portraying. I love this game. I love the humor. It's amazing. Currently, I just got back into Prince of Persia, Sands of Time.
that's a good
So
one. That's a good
love it.
one. So I don't have time to play games like I used to though. I miss it. I'm just too busy, I'm too busy doing this and music.
Yeah. Yes, I know that struggle, but at some point you need to treat yourself well, otherwise you don't get the creative juices flowing. That's something what I learned. Even
Mm.
though you just get to get your treats and your sports, and then you can even achieve more in a day because you don't need so much sleep anymore as you thrive your energy from something else. But yeah, I would love to have a fantasy setting in the Prince of Persia world with a future record. This is something I dream of because that would be totally teenage me getting insane, if I'm being honest.
You can do it though. Why
Yeah,
not?
I mean, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But you've got a really great YouTube channel too. That's
Thank you.
it's funny, it's great, it shows you shredding everything. I was gonna ask you a question about that and I've just lost my question. What was it? That's right. I want to know how did your yeah, I know. So you're at the start of the day and I'm at the end of the day where my brain's just going that way.
I know how it is.
I find it really great, your YouTube videos, but there's all these players, young players, because you're a young player, of course, are coming out of the woodwork now. They're being influenced by players like yourself. And it seems like there's a new generation of guitarists and bass players and drummers coming through right now. And it seems like a super exciting time for metal and musicians. Are you seeing that? Are you getting a lot of young people contacting you saying that you've inspired them to play?
I do. This is something very beautiful to see that some people also like didn't like lose their hope in their own craft when they saw me struggling or me doing mistakes. And I think that's the beautiful thing of it, that no matter what, every single video does a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That people really, really get it, that there's something beautiful in the craft to play an instrument or to do music. And there are young people, there are also people in my age that got back into the instrument, but also older people who were like, well, why shouldn't I try it? Why shouldn't I just try it? And so it's actually every age of people who were like, thank you for getting me into the instrument. Thank you for getting me back at the instrument. And to see how much joy such a craft can bring to people, that they really think about something, that they really get that sparkle in their brain working
Yeah.
is, I think, I think that's such a beautiful reward that you just can't buy. It's making me happy after every time I receive a message to see like that, it's also surreal for me because when I started, I had Sum 41 was my icebreaker. They are stars. And now then people approaching me, it's like I just it's hard to grasp if you know what I mean. It's just
Yeah.
like I just sit here in this room literally doing my stuff and it's nothing glamorous. So it's freaking crazy and yeah, crazy. It's like a dream come true, to be honest. It's really crazy. It's yeah. I'm a loss of words. You just see it.
It's a beautiful thing, mate. It really
It is.
is. Yeah, I love it. I love hearing stories like that. Super inspiring. But of course, one thing I want to know is what's this cruise? What's the Alpha Metal cruise?
That's actually our first headliner show where we celebrate the album release.
Mm.
So since our dancer, Christina, is knowing the ship company, I don't know the English word for Reederei. Sorry for that. Um, she was then getting the contact up for us. And since we have all these big cruises like 70K or whatever, why not doing the All for Metal cruise in a more intimate, private kind of setting? So we can invite like 300 to 400 people and celebrate the release. And you have to imagine the first headliner show of us with 400 tickets on a ship in Hamburg, which is in the northern part of Germany, sold out. It's freaking sold out after a year of our existence. I mean, you need to grasp that. This is this is insane. This is so freaking insane that people are so passionate about it. And I think the most magic moment will be when we step on stage and we see the people who are not there for the main act, like it was on the tours where we opened. But for us, this magic, we didn't experience it yet. So I'm excited just for this moment to see this. These are the people who are there because of this, what we do. And this is amazing.
Mate, that's so exciting. I wish I could be there. I love playing on a boat. That'd be not a I played on a little boat and you go like that, you know what I mean? But the big boat, that's super exciting, man.
Yeah, maybe we will come to Australia one day. I mean, you never know.
You read my mind because that was my next question. You must be get out of my head. Australia, is it talks? Have you been here before?
Privately, I wasn't there. I cannot speak for my bandmates, but I think they
Mm.
also haven't been there. But it's something what we get inspired from by our bodies of Windrose because they conquered your country not so long
Very
ago.
recently, yes.
And so I think there's a probability that we will also sail to your country. We don't have anything in our agenda. I can be transparent with you. But it's something we definitely plan to do since I think also the demand. I mean, you are also just very interested and to see also the scene there is something very intense and interesting for us. And as soon as we have the logistics settled, as soon as I think we have established a crowd in Australia, it would just make sense. I would freaking love it to play there.
We'd love to see you. We'd love to see you guys
Yeah,
down here. It'd be amazing. Be so much fun.
happy to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, 20 look, 2025. I'm gonna put it on the card right now. I'm gonna put it out in the universe. Let's
Okay.
go. All right. If I'm
2025,
wrong.
we are coming to you. Really?
Yep.
Okay.
That's next
Okay.
year.
I see
next year.
2026. I hold 2026
Oh,
again.
okay. All right. Okay. That's a bet.
A bet.
I don't know why we're pointing, but anyway, that's me putting it out in the universe because that'll be super fun. And if you get to Brisbane, we'll have a beer or two. That'll be fun too.
Yes.
Mm,
Yes, you can hit me up on my Instagram. I'm very open to that, so why not? And yeah, I'm also very much into manifesting things because
yes.
if you really, really manifest something and you really put your mind to it, then you can accomplish it. Back to the future.
100%. That's no. People knock that, but I've seen it work many, many times. I've been doing this a really, really long time. And over that, when I first started, I was like, see how we go. And I made a little totem, like a Mortal Kombat totem of people I wanted to interview. And I've hit a lot of them, and I've only got probably five left. So it works, people. Like, do it, manifest it, dream it, bring it into being. So,
Yeah, I can tell you it works. I'm a huge Dark Tranquility fan, and
mm,
it's just like you can talk to them normally now. And for me, the little fangirl is, of course, jumping up and down, but I just am so thankful for it that with all the work you put in, you reach something. And this is something
yes,
people forget. And this has nothing to do with me being a girl, because I tell you how many people say, you, because you are a girl, you get all the attention. I'm like, stop whining, get your ass on the chair and
yeah,
work.
that's
Because
right.
everyone can accomplish it. Everyone is able to do the best he or she can. Just do your best. Just find it out what your best is. I think that's the thing. You have to find it out what your best is. Of course, if you're
Yeah,
not a natural at cooking, just forget it. Get the next thing and
yeah,
then find it. You feel it. You feel it what your thing is.
mm,
And sometimes it takes longer for people to find it. And but once you find it, you feel it and then never stop.
that's right. 100%. 100%. And don't be afraid to fail as well. That's my biggest thing because it's probably, I would say it's 80% failure and 20% because you can't win all of them. You know what I mean?
No.
And you got to keep pushing through because people, they don't get that. They don't win straight away or they don't win all the time. And they go, yeah, meh, and they throw it away. That's my tip from an
Yeah.
old metalhead man.
Yeah. Don't get in the cave when you fail.
That's right.
Light a torch and burn the place down
That's
instead.
right. But make sure you don't, have your guitars and stuff in there when you do that. Mate, thank you so much again for hanging out on the show. We're going to have all the links down here and on the website up here in space somewhere. Take care of yourself and tell everyone to get their asses down to Australia 2025 or six.
Yes, I do this. Thank you for your time and get your He-Man figure.
I will. Yes, yes, that's what I'm manifested. All right, mate. Have a good one. Hey,
You too. Thank you.
see ya.